Host Danny Bonaduce will retire this Friday. He announced the retirement on X, thanking everybody for 12 years on KZOK. Bonaduce became famous back in the 1970s as a child actor on The Partridge Family, and you may remember he was off the air for 2 months last year dealing with a mystery illness, and he later revealed that he received brain surgery to fix that. Bonaduce and his wife retiring to Palm Springs. And Besa Gordon of Back to Besa joining us now in studio. And Besa, you work closely with Danny Bonaduce. Talk about your time with him and what that was like.
Danny is freaking amazing. Let me tell you, the first time I met Danny, it was during one of our Media Seattle meetings. And I had on like this yellow and black checkered hoodie. And I had on like some yellow shoes that literally matched the hoodie. And he was like, "Hey, your outfit is cool." He was like, "I just thought I had to tell you that." Darn near in the middle of the freaking meeting. Danny is such a positive soul, and I'm really gonna miss his vibes around the studio because the KZOK studio is right down the hall from the Hit studio.
Right, and he has kind of a reputation as being outrageous sometimes, but you say behind the scenes, it's a different Danny.
I've never experienced anything super outrageous. Like, he's always just been really nice to me, honestly.
That's fantastic. There's a connection that you discovered between Danny Bonaduce and the famous pro wrestler Paul Wight, formerly known as The Big Show, right?
Yes, so I ended up doing an amazing interview with Paul Wight while he was in Seattle over at iHeart, and during my prep, I found out that Danny is actually how he got into wrestling. So he literally credits Danny as being the reason why he got his start in wrestling 30 years ago.
That is incredible. And I think we have a piece about that, right?
Yes, we do.
I owe my entire wrestling career, my discovery, my introduction, my way to get the foot in the door. Wrestling in the mid-90s to get in was like getting into like the mafia. You had to know somebody to vouch for you, and people wouldn't vouch for you, so it was hard to get introductions. And Danny Bonaduce, your iHeart Radio star, introduced me to Hulk Hogan. It was a charity basketball game. It was Hulk Hogan and Mr. T against Danny Bonaduce and myself. I was his secret partner, like the ringer, because he knew I used to play basketball at Wichita State. And he knew that I wanted to get into wrestling. His show in Chicago, one of my friends was doing the karaoke there. He was the company that they had karaoke on the morning drive. So people come in, some would sing good, some would sing horrible. And talking to Danny, I was like, "Yeah, I want to get into wrestling, but it's hard to meet someone. It's hard to get in." He goes, "Well, I'm doing this thing with Hulk Hogan. Why don't you be my secret partner, and we'll play basketball and I'll introduce you to Hulk." And I was like, that would be amazing, because number one, getting a chance at the time to meet Hulk Hogan was like, that's bucket list kind of stuff. And Danny made all that happen. And I met Hogan, I want to say December of '94, maybe, with Danny introduced me to Hulk, December of '94. And October of '95, my first match was against Hulk Hogan, and I walked home with the World Heavyweight Championship. Wow. So Danny Bonaduce, in my mind, is the man in the myth and the man to be with.
Whoa, that's some powerful words and a great interview. You see more of that this week on Back to Basics.